I'm going to show you how I created this bass. So we're just going to bring up an initialized preset, and let's start with oscillator A. So let's grab a basic shapes, and then we're going to bring it down 2 octaves. And then let's just go through the settings one by one. So we're going to bring the unison up to 3, bring the detune down to about here, and we're going to bring the blend down a little bit. We're going to turn the phase and the rand off, and then we're going to move the wavetable up to position 3 like that, and then we're going to turn the level all the way down and apply LFO 1 to it. Next, let's bring the level down a little bit to around about here, and now we're going to turn on oscillator B. So this is going to be basic shapes as well. And we're going to set this to octave 1. We're going to leave these settings exactly how they are. And we're going to turn the level all the way off. And we're going to apply LFO 1 to it again. And just bring this down to about 30. So now if we play that sound, it should sound something like this. Now let's go to the LFO and change the shape of the sound. Let's turn envelope on, turn trip on, move this to 1 of 4 T. And now let's just adjust this. So we want it to be quite big, the sound like this. So we've got the base of the sound down there. Let's go to the effects tab. So we're going to do something quite clever with the EQ here. So I'm going to grab the EQ and I'm going to apply one of the mods to it here. I'm going to apply this to the gain, and then I'm going to hold Shift and Alt and click it. So it only applies to this right hand side. And then I'm going to click this button here for the EQ, and I'm going to turn the macro up. And that just brings out some of the tones in the bass. Next, let's apply some distortion. So we're going to apply some tube distortion, and we're just going to turn the drive up. Just until it starts to clip. And then we'll turn it down so there's not clipping. So there we have our sound complete. Let's apply some post-process. So the first post-processing I'm going to apply is some OTT. So we're just going to turn the depth down a little bit. It's about 20%. We can adjust the time slightly and the upward and downward compression. And that's just doing some minute changes. Next, let's add some Decimalt 2. So we've got Decimalt 2 here, and I want to pick the action movie setting. That sounds pretty good. Now let's add some Trash 2. So let's click this multiband setting here, and then we'll just adjust these so it hits the mid ranges and the high ranges here. So let's apply some retro cheap digital. And just slightly apply it there. And now let's go into number 3, and we'll go to heavy and try cracked actress. And that's bringing some of the frequencies out into the mid and high ranges. Now let's put some reverb on another channel. So we've got some reverb here, and we're just going to apply it at the bottom here. And let's just turn the decay down, do a high pass filter. That gives some depth to the bass sound. So that's the core of the sound done. Now, if in your tune you want it to sound really fat in the low end, we can add a sub under the bass. So let's just quickly do that. So I'm going to use one of the subs available in my sample packs on my website. And we're just going to change the LFO so it's exactly the same as the LFO in the main bass. So it was something like this. And then if we create a melody for the main bass here, and then put the sub bass under it, we have crazy sub with the bass. And then one more thing we can do is just adjust these levels. So what I can do on the main bass is EQ out the lows like this. The sub lows, which starts around there. And then that sounds like this now. And then I can just copy this across to channel 9, and I can click here, click on the shape and switch it to high pass. And that should sound like this now. And there we have our main bass and a sub bass if you want that extra oomph in your track. So there we have how to make an original jump up sounding bass. Let me know what you thought of this sound in the comments. If you want some really good Serum presets, sample packs, production suites, make sure to check out my website, arcnade.com. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.